Today I am back with another instalment of Side Hustles for the Broke and Lazy, or are they? We've already covered the Amazon KDP and I've already covered the product review sites that say that they will give you free products in return for reviews. Today I am going to be talking about creating digital products on Canva and setting up an Etsy shop and uploading them to Etsy and selling them on that platform. Now, I did this 3 months ago, purely actually for personal reasons, but I did see on the socials that you could sell digital products on Etsy because I have friends that sell physical handmade products on Etsy, but I didn't realise that you could upload digital products to sell on there. So I actually created 2 journals using Canva. I did a health anxiety journal and I also did an employment tribunal journal and organiser. I've already covered about Canva before, how you really need to be careful and read the terms and conditions because many of the big creators just show you that they're just dragging and dropping like the pre-made templates off Canva. Sometimes they're absolutely fine to use and you can upload them as your own, but sometimes it does say that certain ones you have to change them. You can't literally just drag and drop them from Canva and then upload them and start selling them. So that is something to watch out for. Like anything, always do your research. Now, going back to the main creator pages, what they generally do is they'll take you onto Canva and they'll show you how to mock up a design. I find that quite straightforward. I'm not a technical person, so for digital design, Canva's, from what I've seen, is really good. I know that a lot of digital product creators use it. The Etsy store, I found the process pretty simple to set up. They sometimes give you a brief overview of what you need and they'll take you to a digital product, say a journal or a planner or something like that, and they'll say, well, this product sells for £3. They've got 2,000 reviews. 2,000 times £3 means that they've made X amount of pounds, and that will be profit. So I did my digital products on Canva. I set up the Etsy store. When you upload a product to Etsy, in effect what they tell you is kind of true because the only listing fee that you have is when you physically put the product on there. You don't pay commission like you do on the Amazon KDP when you sell anything. So unless you renew that listing, once you've actually listed it and you've paid that listing fee, anything else that you make on that product is profit. So that part for the most is actually true. Now, I uploaded my 2 journals onto there 3 months ago and I haven't had one sale. So I did some research into it because digital products and certainly Etsy is something that I've never ever dabbled in before. And after joining some of the forum sites on social media pages and doing quite a lot of research, I realised, like everything, this is not just for the broke and lazy. You can't just upload things on there and sit back and watch the money roll in. The main reason for that is because you are in a big pond and you're an extremely small fish. So unless you're going to do a lot of marketing to get your product out there so people can see it, it's just going to get lost in all of the other hundreds of listings on Etsy. And I experienced this actually firsthand for myself the other week because I was looking for some prints for the kids' bedroom and I found some on Etsy and I lost the page. So I Googled what the prints actually said and it took me back onto Etsy, but it didn't just bring up the one that I was looking at. It brought about 3 or 4 pages up, all identical, all the same prints, all said the same things. Some people had changed it up a bit and added like an extra graphic, or they changed the background colour. Price wise, you had the ones that were just way up here, which were just ludicrous prices, but you also had ones that were probably way below what they were worth, and then the rest of them were kind of floating in the middle. So I would definitely say when you're listing a product on Etsy, do your background research first. Check if anyone else is selling your products, especially if you're just reselling products that you've bought to sell. Chances are you're not the only person who's doing that. So you really need to be competitive in your pricing. The second thing is that, say, you need to get onto social media. So if you're doing it as a side venture and you're going to build this up as a business, you need to be creating social media pages. You need to be showing your products. You need to be getting followers. You could maybe get, you know, one of the free websites to start with, and maybe do a few free copies to kind of get the word out there, let people see your work, ask them in return, please would you leave me some feedback. Because to be fair, when I was looking at the prints that I wanted, because the prices were kind of all in the same ballpark, reviews were really the only other thing to go on as to which seller you were going to opt for. So reviews are really important on Etsy. Apparently, the more products that you have for sale and the bigger your shop, the more Etsy tend to push your adverts for you. But one thing to be really mindful of, and I learnt this from a friend who's had an Etsy shop for 2 or 3 years now, and she makes bespoke, like handmade products, and she said that she has noticed a real decline in the last 12 months selling on Etsy. She said that, you know, her sales have literally halved. She also said that she has been seeing people on the forum sites that she's on saying that Etsy all of a sudden are just emailing people who have big shops, you know, and lots of reviews and lots of products, saying you've violated our guidelines, you've violated our content policy, and we've closed your shop down. She said one person she knows in particular this happened to, she's been trying for weeks to get in touch with somebody at Etsy, because she hasn't done anything wrong, she hasn't done anything different to what she's been doing for years. It's her only sales platform, it's her only sales funnel. So literally, because they've closed her shop down, she's not earning any income whatsoever. So I think this always as well comes back down to, you know, putting all your eggs in one basket. So certainly I would say, you know, in my opinion, for beginners like myself, if you've never dabbled in digital products or physical products or sales or listing it on a platform or anything like that, Etsy is probably a good one to kind of dip your toe into the pond. It's a relatively easy process to set up, but like everything, it's not just an easy hustle and the money's not going to come rolling in. You're going to have to put the hard work in, you're going to have to promote your products, you're going to have to get the word out there, you're going to have to show people your work. Once you do that and you start getting established, as long as obviously they don't close your shop down, you know, I can see that it would have some longevity, and I do know from the forum sites that some people do really, really well with Etsy. So for this one, I would say that I'd probably have to give it a thumbs up, to be honest. What the content creators are telling you on socials, for the most part, is pretty accurate, other than, say, the listing fee and renewal fees, that if you want to renew your products, you do get to keep your profit. But those profit margins could be quite small depending on the niche that you're in, depending on what you're selling. And certainly, like anything else, if you're not going to put the hard work in, then I would probably say not to bother, because I have put my links on different places. I'm on Pinterest, I've put it on social media sites, I've been on the Etsy forum pages for you to advertise your products. I say mine are pretty niche, so that could be why. So maybe again, if you've got niche products and you're really going to heavily get into digital products, create something that's much more accessible for everybody, because that could be another way to get people to your store. I did it more, as I say, to get my journals out there because it was personal to me. It was something that I wanted to do to give something back based on my own experience. So I'm not going to have a huge Etsy store, and I never was going to do. But yeah, if you're going to give it a go, like anything, do your research. But overall, a thumbs up.